Most people wouldn't think when they hear septic design and soil testing that that is a very exciting thing to talk about. But for us, it's actually one of the biggest milestones so far. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video, what it is and why we have to do it. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We are Matt and Rachel Prisco, and we have recently purchased 20 acres of land with our family in Northwest Montana. And this channel is about building that land out. So welcome to our channel. And for those of you that have returned, thank you for being back. One of the things that we've learned really quickly so far in the very short time that we've started this process, at the beginning, before getting to anything really exciting, you have to do the not so glamorous work of research and permitting and plans.
This is called planning.
That's kind of his forte, actually, is planning.
I don't like planning. I just happen to be good at it, I guess.
I'm good at talking and I like talking, so.
Yes. While here in this area in Montana, you can build pretty much whatever you would like, and there's very little that the jurisdiction dictates. One of the things that you do need to get done is the septic. It needs to be designed by a proper licensed designer, and it needs to be installed by a proper licensed installer. They take the septic systems in this area very seriously.
So why does septic matter first?
Well, as you can imagine, septic, the stuff that goes into septic systems is pretty gross.
Can you expound?
Don't need to, I don't think. And thankfully, this county in particular is one of the more strict counties in Montana when it comes to septic systems, and they really want to make sure that that it's contained, it's processed properly, it's leached properly into the land, and it's absorbed properly, and it doesn't affect groundwater. The lakes and the rivers around here are just pristine. They're beautiful, and this is a big part of it, is because they're so strict on it. So yeah, that's why it matters, is to keep the water clean. And I think it's a small ask, you know, like it's something that we would want to support and do, is keep the water clean and keep our rivers and lakes clean and all of that. So there's not a whole lot of other building requirements in this particular area, but this is one of them, and we want to make sure we do the best job that we can with these builds. So we started that process. We got a very highly recommended septic designer, and she came out today. We did the first step of the septic design, which is the digging in the locations and testing the soil in that location. How's it going? They're testing the dirt, the soil that is going to be surrounding the leach field of the tank. So all of your gray and black water, your toilets and your sinks all go into a tank, and then that tank, the solids settle and the liquids go into another tank, and then they settle and filter, and then they go into a leach field where it's a series of pipes, and the water drains into the pipes and then drains out. basically this would be where we're digging, would be the leach field area. The tanks would be pretty close to the house.
Okay.
And then the leach field here, it's kind of on this like slight slant to let it kind of come down and move its way out. So we'll do a test here. She might do another test here just to have a secondary, and then we'll go up and do the other location. And but what we need to know is that ground able to absorb fluids, liquids? So the test digs that we're doing are in the different locations to test the soil and see if it's able to absorb. You're looking for hopefully a sandy type of soil that can absorb and not so much clay. So as we dig, we go down deeper and deeper, down to about 7 feet, and she'll grab samples out of each of those depths and then take those back and test them.
And some clay in this layer here.
Yeah.
Kind of you see how it's sort of
clumpy.
Yeah. So when the water seeps through and it kind of clay keeps a hold of it, it causes the minerals to reduce. So and then it oxidizes when the water goes away, and it just causes all those changes. So when we see that, like when it's down at a layer at 4 feet or something, like say down in Charlotte or something, that's a pretty good indication of where groundwater comes up to. There's definitely clay in there.
Yeah.
Kinda the way it sort of, once I get it wet and do that test, it'll stick together more eventually.
So clay is not good.
Well, it's not
helpful.
This is not clay like Charlotte clay, where it's just completely like you just do bucket teeth just smear into the sidewall, and it's so as soon as it gets wet, it just seals up. This has really good structure. Okay. So there's clay, but there's also silt, there's rock.
Yeah.
That allows the water to go through.
Yeah.
She said the test is basically you take some of it, you add water, and kind of make it a paste, a clay, and then you feed it through your fingers and kind of make like a little tongue.
Okay.
And then depending on how far you can get it to stick out before it breaks, dictates the type of soil and compository of it. And yeah, it's a rudimentary but fairly accurate way to test it.
Yes, and I remembered what I was going to say earlier, was that even though we would love to have been able to do an alternate water recycling situation, the fact that we are forced to do this when there's not much they're forcing us to do, but this is one of them, so that's fine, is it does give us options. So if in the end we're like, look, we just want to do flushing toilets, we can. So this does give us like room for growth and all of that kind of stuff, even if we would have done it slightly different.
Happening. Trying to leave our options open as far as the house location. I know we probably haven't really explained our plan, and mainly that's because we don't know what our plan is. We have about 3 or 4 different options that we're exploring at the moment. We just need to understand what's going to work, and then we can kind of fill you in on what we're thinking. But it's a few different locations, a few different little projects, and we're just trying to figure out, where can all the septic stuff go?
So our general idea of what we're going to build, we haven't really talked about much.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing. And it is hard when Jesse and Mel aren't here yet. Melanie hasn't even seen the land. So, but we have a general idea of what we know we want. we know we want to build one main house, residential home, and we want to build a couple of what they call sleeping cabins, guest room cabins, or something like that. And we need, for both of those, we have to have septic in order to be able to build them. Even if they were off-grid homes, which is what we want, we still have to have septic design and approval.
Okay, so what was that measurement you just got?
That was 184 feet.
Are you sure?
No, how many feet? What was it?
184?
And 194.
194.
Now, what we also don't know is which ones we're going to build first. So some days we're all on board, yep, let's just start with the house, let's get it done. And then other days we say, we're really starting late in the season, we don't have time
Unfortunately,
for it.
with most things, it's money.
Well, there's also money.
Money is dictating what we can do. And
yeah, that's pretty much the biggest thing.
And really the idea of starting with 2 small cabins was money. It was, hey, let's build 2 small little sleeping cabins that we can just make do and get in and get on the land and get out of the campers and get into the cabins and then focus on the big house, you know, the main house. But we kind of want to start the main house too. So,
yeah, so we go back and forth.
Money dictates
we're trying to keep the little ones in mind. Well, and myself, selfishly, do I want to be in a camper in the winter? If we start with the main house, we're going to be in the camper in the winter. And is that what we want? Ideally, we would have started a couple months ago, but we just weren't ready for that. This has all happened really fast. And Jesse and Mel, the girls needed to finish schooling. They needed to wrap things up where they're at in their home, where they're leaving from. And so in order to do that, it just meant they weren't coming here till July.
Yeah, so we've just been focusing on what we can do. The septic design, we can get that started. We got our camper set up. We'll eventually have a camper for them that we'll have to set up, and we'll have to put a driveway in and get access to the location. So we're just doing what we can do and just trying to make thoughtful decisions along the way while not spending any money since we don't have any yet.
And trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Just trying to enjoy the process and things like that. So I learned very quickly that we're gonna have to go with the flow. And I think that's a really, really good exercise in life to do that anyways.
Yeah.
But we will say, as far as, okay, what was
basically this whole process is teaching us patience. There's so many things that you have to do behind the scenes, from applying for a mailing address and getting all the paperwork done with that, and making the phone calls and getting estimates on the well or the driveway, or all this behind the scenes stuff that you have to do, the design work of what are you going to build and what are you going to buy, and all that behind the scenes before you ever actually see anything fun. So that's what we're learning, is just patience through the whole process. And
it is because it's funny, when we closed, which I didn't talk about this on camera, the day after we closed, all of a sudden, I had it was not a good feeling and I didn't know what it was. I think there was a little bit of this hyperness and excitement, and that you kind of drop. So I think that's a little bit that, but also just overwhelmed with what are we doing and can we do this? And each one of these steps that we do have to do, it is building our confidence, learning all about water rights, which we'll talk about later, and septic design and approval. And I mean, let's not even we're not even talking about engineering and stuff like that yet, but we are slowly, and especially we said, coming off the heels of some things that kind of maybe had was a blow to our self-confidence. We are starting to get it back. And so each little step is actually really rewarding. And even if it's just on paper, we're really excited about that. So that's today. Super exciting. Next time, what we thought we would talk to you guys about is, when you have 20 acres and your world is your oyster and you could do just about anything on it, how are we deciding? What are the values we're using as a family to decide what to do on this land? So I think that's what we decided that we're going to talk about next video and share with you.
I think that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Be good for us to figure that out before we tell them.
I know what mine are.
I think I heard a turkey.
I hope one day to get one of those animal cameras that we talked about.
Yeah, well, we're gonna need an animal camera. Yeah.
And start taking some B-roll.
Okay, that's good enough.